Follow me into the dark.
Hey weirdos, Dota's Better here. One of my friends watches my dog when I'm at my boyfriend's house, or if I'm out late. I've mentioned this before in a previous video, but she stayed here last night and I was over at my boyfriend's house and something really creepy happened. This isn't gonna be a super long video, so just wanted to preface that. So it's not a long experience, but it's super creepy. Also, I got a backdrop, mainly because it kind of reminded me of like Pet Cemetery. Like, I feel like it's the forest when you're going into Pet Cemetery in the movie. So yeah, so let's get started. So it was in the middle of the night that this happened, and her and one of her friends were staying here, and they normally just sleep on the couch because that's where the TV and stuff is. So she said she swore she heard me, like my voice, and I have a pretty particular voice. I feel like people who know me, like if you heard my voice, I haven't really heard anyone who really sounds exactly like me when they talk, so a pretty distinctive voice. And she said it was outside of my front door, which is like basically behind this backdrop here. And it sounded like I was standing outside fiddling with the door and like talking on the phone to somebody. And she thought it was me. Like it sounded so much like me. I'm sorry, I'm scatterbrained because this just creeps me out so bad. It sounded so much like me, and she felt it was me that she unlocked the door and opened the door, and there was like nobody standing there at all. Like not a soul, not a person. There wasn't anyone who'd driven by. And I live on a residential street, so there's not a lot of people walking, and the only reason you'd really be on this street is if you live here, because it's not directly by any businesses. It's not like a street you drive through to get to a business. There's like a street that's basically down the hill that I live on. That's kind of like the bypass street that you can kind of, I guess you could say, like take kind of a back road, so to speak, to get into Main Street, into like the town of where I live. But you wouldn't really drive by the road that's out here or back here, which is what I live on, unless you live here. And as far as I know, there's no one else she knows that sounds like me, and she confirmed that it was definitely my voice that was outside. So a lot of things creep me out about that. I don't like when things mimic people's voices, like that just gives me the creeps. I hate it. It's also weird that it was outside, which, I don't know, it's funny that a haunting inside is less creepy to me than something happening outside. But just the thought of like a spirit or something like looming around outside the door like really makes me nervous and creeps me out. Another little short, it is a dream, so I don't want to say it's a paranormal experience necessarily, but it was just a really weird dream that I hope you guys will enjoy and appreciate. So I like have this fear of getting kidnapped, and it's not that I'm like beautiful or anything. I just like have this inherent fear of being kidnapped, like, and put into sex trafficking or something, because that happens a lot. It's not funny. I just kind of nervously laughed because this dream creeps me out a lot too. But I had a dream where I had fallen asleep on the couch, which on the weekends I do tend to sleep on the couch. It just happens. Like I'm one of those people who like will fall asleep on people. Like I'm at someone's house and we're vegged out on the couch, I'll probably fall asleep for like an hour. But I was sleeping on my couch in the dream, and someone broke in like through this side door, which is like directly in front of me. And they were like dragging me, kicking and screaming, like back down that landing and through the side door. And it was a man. And all of a sudden he just like dropped my legs and was like looking up. And I don't have super high ceilings in my house. They're probably like 10-foot ceilings, I would guess, just by kind of eyeballing them. So not like, it's not like I have cathedral ceilings, but he was like looking like way up at the top of the wall. And he just like freaked out and just like ran off like screaming. So I turned around in the dream and there was this big giant like black shadow. And the thing was so big that it was like standing all weird and like scrunched into my 10-foot ceiling space and was just like standing there. And it was this weird like lanky skeletal looking creature type thing. It didn't really look human. It looked pretty, I don't want to say demonic, but it looked more like a creature from like a horror movie than a person. And it basically scared this dude enough to like run away, which I would run away too. I do have a lot of other stories to share you guys, especially since I've revamped the channel. I'm going to tell some of my older ones and hopefully tell them better than I did before. But I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. Again, if there's something you want to talk about, or if you just want to comment about something creepy that's happened to you, I love it. My whole life is like one big spooky mess. So, as always, weirdos, stay scared. Bye.